Yeah, hello. Uh, let me introduce a very smart approach to understanding PMBOK, which is the project management body of knowledge. As we know, the PMBOK comprises of five process groups of initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and controlling, and closing. And again, PMBOK has these 10 knowledge areas of scope, time management, cost management, quality, communications, risk, procurement, human resource, stakeholder, and integration management. There are 47 processes in PMBOK, like the develop project charter, identifying stakeholders, develop project management plan, collect requirements, define scope, decompose the scope into work breakdown structure and work packages, and decomposing the work packages into activities. So likewise, if you go, there are around 47 processes in PMBOK grouped into 10 knowledge areas and 5 process groups. Each process, if you go one more level below the process to see what comprises, what goes into each of these processes, every process comprises of a set of inputs, tools and techniques, and outputs. And here the challenge is, or the issue is, a lot of things gets repeated process after process. If you take the case of something called enterprise environmental factor, which is an input for almost every process, the context may be different, but then there's an input for everything. It gets repeated again and again and again. Similarly, organizational process assets, so this is an input for almost every process. uh, Expert judgment as a tool, this again gets repeated again and again and again. So this repetition makes the PMBOK almost 500 pages, and which repels many of my students. So actually, if you go one more level below, so we are talking about 5 process groups, then we spoke about 10 knowledge areas, then we spoke about 47 processes. Then we said each of these processes comprises of a set of inputs, tools and techniques, and outputs. And if you really get into these tools and techniques and outputs and inputs, we can see that the entire PMBOK comprises of a set of artifacts or a set of documents like a project charter, project management plan, stakeholder register, stakeholder management plan, risk register, risk management plan, communications plan, procurement plan. So this one side we have a set of documents, and on the other side we have a set of processes which we can really leverage to build these documents, to use these documents, to update these documents. So every process, some documents gets into as an input, and every process generates some outputs which gets consumed by some other process. So I've made the unique list of these artifacts and the unique list of these tools and techniques. And my recommendation is, please understand these artifacts, why it is done, what is the format, what goes into it, who prepares it, who approves it, in which phase it is done, what are the benefits, and what are the issues if you don't do it. So if you can discuss that, if you can understand that, and the tools and techniques used to build them, if you can understand this much, then this entire 47 processes become a cakewalk. Or these 500 pages can be condensed into maybe at least 100 to 150 pages. So first you understand the artifacts, then you understand the tools and techniques to be used, then it is only a rearrangement or arrangement of these artifacts and tools and techniques, process after process, 47 times. I've created a pictorial representation of this to summarize what we discussed. There are 5 process groups of initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and controlling, and closing. And there are 10 knowledge areas like integration management, scope management, time management, procurement management, communications, likewise. And there are 47 processes which are grouped into these 5 process groups and the 10 knowledge areas. And if you go one more level below, this 47 processes comprises of set of inputs, tools and techniques, and outputs. And if you decompose it further, we'll see that this comprises of set of documents as inputs and outputs, and a set of tools and techniques which help us to build, manage, leverage these artifacts and the contents for the successful completion or execution and completion of the project. This is not very linear, this is cyclic. Yeah, so if you arrange these documents and tools in a specific way, we get the process 47 processes. And if you arrange these 47 processes in specific groups, we get the 5 process groups and the 10 knowledge area. So I'm taking this bottom up approach. Uh, Definitely, we'll talk a little bit top down, then, or enough people have spoken this top down approach. Now, I want to take this bottom up. I'll introduce you this set of artifacts and a set of tools and techniques. Then we'll work upwards to the 47 processes and to the 10 knowledge areas and to the 5 process groups. That way, it will be very easy to master, to understand and master, and it has better recollection value, and it is easy, and it has bigger potential, for you to go back and then apply some of these things at your workplace. So it is good, this way of learning things or understanding the nuts and bolts will help you from the exam perspective as well as from a practitioner's perspective. I'm planning to upload at least a couple of videos every week, so please subscribe uh, to my channel, to our channel, which is at youtube.com/PMRI campus, and help us to spread these videos to as many people as you can, uh, so that we'll be visible to the community. Thank you very much.